Ricky Skaggs' life is a story woven from music, family, faith, and perseverance. Long before he became one of the most respected names in country and bluegrass music, he was simply a young boy growing up among the hills of eastern Kentucky, surrounded by songs that carried generations of tradition. His remarkable talent opened doors at an early age, placing him alongside legendary musicians while he was still a child. Yet behind the applause was a life shaped by sacrifice, personal loss, changing seasons, and unwavering dedication to preserving the music he loved. Every stage he stood upon reflected not only his extraordinary skill, but also the values his parents instilled in him and the friendships that guided his path. Through triumphs, heartbreaks, and moments of quiet reflection, Ricky remained deeply connected to his roots. His journey is more than a successful musical career. It is a testament to staying true to one's identity while inspiring generations through authenticity, humility, and enduring passion. A childhood filled with music. Music was never something that arrived suddenly in Ricky Skaggs' life. It surrounded him from his earliest memories, becoming as natural as the mountains that framed his Kentucky home. The songs he heard each day were not performances prepared for audiences, but expressions of everyday life. His mother sang with warmth while completing household chores, filling the home with melodies that created comfort and belonging. His father listened closely, recognizing that his young son possessed an unusual sense of pitch and rhythm. Those quiet family moments planted the seeds of a lifelong connection to music. When Ricky received his first mandolin from his father, it became far more than a musical instrument. It represented trust, encouragement, and the beginning of countless hours spent learning and growing. The first simple chords became stepping stones toward a future no one could fully imagine. More importantly, those lessons taught patience, discipline, and careful listening. Music was never treated as a shortcut to success, but as something worthy of respect. Growing up in Kentucky also meant absorbing the sounds of church hymns, front porch gatherings, traditional folk tunes, and bluegrass melodies carried through radio broadcasts. Every influence blended together to shape Ricky's musical identity. Before audiences knew his name, his greatest joy came from sharing songs with the people who loved him most. Those early experiences remained the emotional foundation of every performance throughout his remarkable career. The moment that changed everything. Every remarkable journey has a defining moment, and for Ricky Skaggs, it came while he was still very young. Standing before an audience alongside one of bluegrass music's greatest figures transformed an ordinary childhood into something extraordinary. Although he could not fully understand the importance of that experience at the time, it quietly marked the beginning of a lifelong calling. Being invited onto the stage was both exciting and intimidating. The audience saw a talented child with remarkable confidence. But inside, Ricky was simply trying to do his best. The large instrument resting against his small frame symbolized a responsibility much bigger than himself. That single appearance introduced him to a world where talent carried expectations as well as opportunities. After that performance, people began recognizing his gift wherever he traveled. Neighbors proudly spoke about the young musician, and invitations to perform became more frequent. While many children enjoyed carefree days with friends, Ricky found himself balancing school, family life, and growing musical responsibilities. The attention brought encouragement, but it also meant learning how to perform under pressure at an age when most children were still discovering their interests. Despite these changes, his family remained his greatest source of stability. They reminded him that success should never replace humility. The stage opened countless doors, but the values learned at home continued guiding every step he took beyond Kentucky. Learning through the road. As Ricky grew older, his musical education expanded far beyond his hometown. Joining experienced musicians introduced him to the realities of professional life. Success was no longer measured only by applause but by dedication, preparation, and consistency. Endless rehearsals, long drives, and countless performances became his classroom. Traveling with established bluegrass groups taught lessons that no book could ever provide. Every rehearsal demanded precision. Every performance required teamwork. Ricky learned that true musicianship involved listening just as carefully as playing. Harmony depended on trust between performers, and every member contributed to creating something larger than themselves. Life on the road also revealed the sacrifices hidden behind successful careers. Long hours away from home, unpredictable schedules, and physical exhaustion became part of everyday life. Yet these experiences strengthened his character. Instead of chasing quick recognition, Ricky focused on becoming a dependable musician whose dedication earned lasting respect. Working alongside seasoned performers refined both his technical abilities and his understanding of traditional music. Rather than trying to modernize every song, he learned how to preserve its emotional depth while bringing fresh energy to each performance. Those years quietly shaped the artist audiences would later celebrate. By the time larger opportunities arrived, Ricky had already built a foundation rooted in discipline, humility, and an unwavering respect for the music that had shaped his childhood. Finding his place in country music. Stepping into country music introduced Ricky Skaggs to an entirely new audience, while allowing him to remain faithful to his bluegrass roots. His recordings stood out because they blended traditional sounds with contemporary appeal, proving that timeless music could still resonate with modern listeners. As his popularity grew, listeners connected with the honesty in his voice and the authenticity of his performances. His songs carried echoes of the mountains where he had grown up, offering something genuine during a period when country music was constantly evolving. Rather than following every trend, Ricky chose to honor the traditions that had shaped him from childhood. Success brought awards, recognition, and growing admiration throughout the music industry. Yet Ricky remained grounded by remembering where everything had begun. The values taught by his parents continued influencing every career decision. Fame became a platform for preserving the music he loved, instead of changing who he was. Audiences appreciated more than his remarkable musicianship. They admired his sincerity, humility, and respect for the rich heritage behind every performance. His achievements demonstrated that staying true to one's identity could become a strength rather than a limitation. By bringing bluegrass influences into mainstream country music, Ricky helped introduce traditional sounds to new generations while earning the respect of longtime fans who cherished authenticity above all else. Friendship, memories, and lasting influence. Among the many relationships that shaped Ricky Skaggs' journey, few were as meaningful as the friendships formed during his early years in Kentucky. Sharing music with other young performers created bonds that extended beyond rehearsals and performances. Together they dreamed about the future, encouraged one another, and celebrated every opportunity that came their way. These friendships represented more than professional partnerships. They were built during a time when everyone was still discovering who they wanted to become. Long hours spent practicing harmonies, traveling to local performances, and learning from experienced musicians created memories that remained deeply meaningful throughout Ricky's life. As the years passed, life naturally carried each musician along different paths. Careers evolved, families grew, and new opportunities appeared. Some friendships remained close, while others became treasured memories connected to earlier chapters of life. Ricky often reflected on those early experiences with gratitude because they reminded him of where everything had begun. Looking back, he understood that success was never achieved alone. Every mentor, fellow musician, family member, and friend contributed something valuable to his journey. Their encouragement strengthened his confidence during uncertain moments and inspired him to continue honoring the traditions they all loved. Those early relationships also reinforced an important lesson that stayed with him throughout his career. Music is most meaningful when it brings people together. Beyond awards and recognition, the shared experiences, lasting friendships, and collective love for traditional music became some of the greatest gifts his remarkable journey provided. Balancing success with family life. As Ricky Skaggs' career continued reaching greater heights, another important story was unfolding away from the bright lights and crowded stages. Behind the awards, recordings, and public recognition was a man working to protect the relationships that gave his life meaning. Success brought incredible opportunities, but it also demanded sacrifices that were often invisible to the audience. The long tours, constant travel, and demanding schedules created moments when the excitement of performing had to be balanced with the quiet longing for home. For Ricky, family was never separate from his journey. It was the place where he could step away from expectations and simply be himself. His marriage to Sharon White became a source of stability throughout the changing seasons of his career. Because she understood the world of music firsthand, she recognized both the rewards and the pressures that came with it. Their relationship was built on patience, respect, and a shared understanding that love required effort beyond the easy moments. The life of a touring musician often meant missing ordinary experiences that many people take for granted. Birthdays, quiet evenings, and simple family routines could become difficult to maintain when a career demanded constant movement. Yet Ricky understood that success was not only measured by professional achievements. The strongest victories came from maintaining meaningful connections with the people who stood beside him. Through every demanding period, family remained a source of encouragement and renewal. Their support reminded him that his identity was not defined only by his career. The applause of audiences could be powerful, but the love waiting at home carried a deeper significance. That balance between public achievement and private devotion became one of the strongest foundations of Ricky Skaggs' life, honoring the people who shaped him. Throughout his journey, Ricky Skaggs carried deep appreciation for the people who helped shape his path. As the years passed, he experienced the reality that every person eventually faces. The people who provide guidance and inspiration may not always be present to witness every achievement. Those moments of loss changed his relationship with music, turning performances into reminders of the individuals whose influence continued living through him. His father, Hobart, remained one of the most important figures in his life story. The lessons learned during childhood were never only about playing an instrument. They represented trust, encouragement, discipline, and the belief that a young boy's dreams were worth supporting. The simple moments spent learning music together became memories that lasted far beyond those early years. Ricky also carried the influence of the musicians and mentors who helped him understand the importance of tradition. They showed him that bluegrass was not merely a collection of songs, but a cultural expression filled with history, emotion, and personal stories. Their dedication inspired him to become more than a performer. It encouraged him to become a guardian of the music itself. Rather than allowing loss to create only sadness, Ricky chose to transform those memories into motivation. Each performance became a way of honoring the people who had contributed to his life. Their voices, lessons, and values remained present in the music he created. The legacy of those who guided him continued through every song, every performance, and every musician he later encouraged. In this way, Ricky ensured that the people who shaped him continued influencing others through the tradition they helped preserve. A time of reflection and renewal. Every long journey eventually brings moments when a person looks back and considers the meaning behind everything they have experienced. For Ricky Skaggs, these periods of reflection allowed him to recognize that his life was built from many different chapters, each carrying its own lesson. From a young child discovering music in Kentucky to an internationally respected artist, every stage of his journey contributed to the person he became. Looking back, Ricky could see that success was never created by talent alone. Hard work, patience, family support, friendships, and countless hours of dedication all played important roles. The achievements people celebrated publicly were connected to many private moments of effort that audiences never saw. Reflection also changed the way he viewed success. Awards and recognition were meaningful, but they were not the only measures of a fulfilling life. The relationships he built, the traditions he protected, and the people he inspired became equally important. He learned that true achievement comes from remaining connected to the values that guided you from the beginning. These quieter seasons also encouraged creativity. Instead of focusing only on popularity or industry expectations, Ricky turned his attention toward creating music that represented his personal beliefs and experiences. Listeners responded because they could feel the honesty behind the performances. His journey showed that growth continues throughout life. Even after decades of success, there were still lessons to learn, memories to cherish, and new ways to connect with audiences. Reflection did not mean looking backward only. It became a way of finding deeper meaning in the present and preparing for the future. A new appreciation for life. As Ricky Skaggs grew older, he experienced moments that reminded him how valuable every day can be. A significant health challenge brought a different rhythm to his life, requiring patience, recovery, and support from those closest to him. For someone who had spent decades surrounded by movement, travel, and performances, slowing down created an opportunity to see life from a different perspective. During this period, everyday moments gained new importance. Simple routines, time with family, and the ability to return to music became meaningful reminders of what truly matters. Instead of focusing only on future plans or professional responsibilities, Ricky learned to appreciate the present with greater awareness. The experience also changed how he viewed performing. Music had always been his passion, but after facing personal challenges, each opportunity to play became even more meaningful. Standing before an audience was no longer just part of a career. It became a celebration of resilience, gratitude, and the ability to continue sharing something that had defined his entire life. The support of family, friends, and fans provided encouragement during difficult moments. Their belief reminded him that his impact extended beyond entertainment. People connected with his story because they saw determination and hope reflected in his journey. Rather than allowing challenges to limit him, Ricky used them as reminders to value what matters most. His experience highlighted an important truth. Some of life's greatest lessons come during unexpected moments. Difficult seasons can reveal strength, deepen appreciation, and create a renewed understanding of the blessings that are often overlooked. Returning to his musical roots. Although Ricky Skaggs achieved remarkable success in country music, bluegrass remained the musical foundation that always felt like home. The sounds of traditional instruments, close harmonies, and heartfelt storytelling had shaped his earliest memories. Returning to those roots was not a step backward. It was a return to the source of everything that made his musical voice unique. Throughout his career, Ricky understood that bluegrass represented more than a style of music. It carried the stories, struggles, celebrations, and traditions of generations before him. Every song connected him to the people and places that first inspired his passion. By embracing bluegrass again, Ricky created opportunities to celebrate the musicians who influenced him, while also introducing the genre to new listeners. He surrounded himself with talented performers who shared his respect for the tradition and helped demonstrate that acoustic music remained powerful and relevant. His approach was not about preserving the past exactly as it was, but about allowing it to continue growing. He believed traditions survived when new generations could connect with them. By encouraging younger musicians and sharing his knowledge, he helped create a bridge between history and the future. Returning to bluegrass also brought personal fulfillment. It allowed Ricky to create music that reflected his deepest values rather than simply following industry expectations. Audiences recognized the sincerity behind this choice because the music felt genuine. In many ways, this return completed a circle that began in his childhood home. The same sounds that first inspired a young Kentucky boy continued guiding him decades later. His journey proved that the strongest roots often create the greatest strength, allowing a person to grow while always remembering where they began, preserving a timeless musical legacy. As Ricky Skaggs moved into the later chapters of his career, his role in music became about much more than personal success. He had already achieved recognition as a performer, but his deeper purpose became preserving the traditions that had shaped his identity. He understood that bluegrass was not simply a genre created for entertainment. It was a living history filled with family stories, cultural memories, and the voices of generations who came before him. Throughout his career, Ricky respected the musicians who protected this tradition long before he became known. He recognized that every song carried pieces of the past, and every performer had a responsibility to treat that heritage with care. Instead of allowing traditional music to fade into memory, he worked to keep it active and meaningful for new audiences. His dedication could be seen through collaborations, performances, and his encouragement of younger musicians. Ricky believed that the future of bluegrass depended on passing knowledge from one generation to another. He wanted emerging artists to understand the importance of learning the foundation before creating something new. For him, honoring tradition did not mean refusing change. It meant building the future on a strong and respected foundation. The beauty of Ricky's approach was that he never treated bluegrass as something outdated. He showed that traditional instruments, honest storytelling, and heartfelt performances could still connect deeply with modern listeners. His music reminded audiences that authenticity never loses its power. Through decades of dedication, Ricky became more than a musician. He became a caretaker of a cultural legacy. His greatest contribution was not only the songs he performed, but also the inspiration he provided for others to continue carrying that tradition forward. Faith as a constant source of strength. Faith has remained one of the strongest influences throughout Ricky Skaggs' life and career. While many people recognize him for his extraordinary musical talent, those close to him understand that his beliefs have shaped the way he approaches success, challenges, relationships, and personal growth. His faith became a source of guidance during both the brightest moments and the most difficult seasons. For Ricky, faith was never separate from music. It influenced the messages he shared through his performances and the way he connected with audiences. Many of his songs reflected themes of hope, gratitude, and perseverance, because those ideas were deeply connected to his personal experiences. Music became a way to share encouragement and remind people that they were not alone in their struggles. His beliefs also influenced how he handled success. Recognition and fame can sometimes change the way people see themselves, but Ricky continued emphasizing humility and appreciation. He believed that talent was a gift and that success carried a responsibility to treat others with kindness and respect. During challenging moments in his life, faith provided stability. It helped him find peace during uncertainty and encouraged him to remain grateful for every opportunity. Instead of focusing only on what had been lost or what difficulties remained, he looked for reasons to appreciate each new day. This perspective became part of his identity. Fans connected with Ricky not only because of his musical abilities, but because they sensed sincerity in his words and actions. His faith helped shape the character behind the performer, creating a legacy built not only on music, but also on compassion, humility, and hope. The enduring bond between music and home. For Ricky Skaggs, home has always represented more than a physical place. Kentucky became a symbol of family, tradition, memories, and the experiences that shaped his entire life. Even after traveling across the country and performing on some of the biggest stages in music, he continued carrying the spirit of his hometown with him. The sounds of Kentucky remained deeply connected to his musical identity. The songs he heard as a child, the voices of his family members, the influence of church music, and the traditions passed down through generations, all became part of the foundation beneath his career. Every performance carried traces of those early experiences. Although audiences celebrated Ricky for his professional achievements, the emotional connection behind his music came from much simpler beginnings. He understood that the most meaningful songs often come from real experiences. They come from places people remember, relationships they value, and moments that leave lasting impressions. Returning to those memories helped Ricky remain authentic. The music industry changed many times throughout his career, but he never felt the need to abandon the values that shaped him. Instead, he allowed those values to guide him through every new chapter. Home also represented the people who supported him before anyone knew his name. Family members, friends, neighbors, and early musical influences all contributed to his story. Their encouragement became part of the emotional foundation behind his success. Through his music, Ricky gave listeners a chance to experience those feelings of belonging and connection. His songs reminded people of their own homes, memories, and relationships. In that way, Kentucky continued living through his work, reaching far beyond the hills where his journey began, continuing to inspire new generations. One of Ricky Skaggs' greatest achievements is the influence he has had on musicians who followed him. His impact cannot be measured only by awards, recordings, or performances. It can also be seen in the number of artists who discovered traditional music because of his dedication and example. Young musicians admired Ricky for his incredible skill. but they also respected his attitude toward music. He showed that success did not require abandoning personal values or changing identity to satisfy outside expectations. His career demonstrated that authenticity could become one of the greatest strengths an artist possesses. Through his work, many new performers gained a deeper appreciation for bluegrass. They discovered that traditional music could still feel fresh, emotional, and relevant. Ricky helped create a connection between older generations who preserved the music and younger generations who would carry it forward. He also believed in sharing knowledge. Instead of keeping his experiences to himself, he encouraged developing musicians and helped them understand the importance of dedication, preparation, and respect for tradition. His willingness to guide others became another part of his legacy. Beyond musical ability, Ricky inspired people through his character. His professionalism, humility, and gratitude earned admiration from fans and fellow artists alike. He showed that a meaningful career is built not only through talent, but also through the way a person treats others. As future musicians pick up their instruments and explore the sounds that shaped Ricky's life, his influence continues. The lessons he shared, the traditions he protected, and the example he set will remain part of the musical landscape for years to come. A life defined by gratitude and purpose. When looking at Ricky Skaggs' remarkable journey, the most powerful theme is not simply achievement but gratitude. His life reflects appreciation for the people who supported him, the traditions that guided him, and the opportunities that allowed him to share his gift with the world. Behind every accomplishment was a collection of relationships, sacrifices, and experiences that gave those achievements meaning. His story began with simple moments: a child discovering music at home, parents who recognized his potential, and a community that encouraged his talent. Those early experiences became the foundation for everything that followed. Although his career eventually reached incredible heights, the values learned during childhood remained central to who he was. Over the years, Ricky experienced both success and hardship. He celebrated professional milestones while also facing personal challenges that changed his perspective. Through every season, he continued choosing humility over pride and gratitude over entitlement. His greatest legacy may not only be found in the songs he recorded, but also in the way he lived. He demonstrated the importance of remaining connected to one's roots, respecting those who came before, and helping those who follow. The young boy who once learned simple chords in a Kentucky home grew into an artist who carried those lessons around the world. Yet despite decades of recognition, the heart of his story remained unchanged. It was always about family, faith, tradition, and the power of music to bring people together. Ricky Skaggs' journey stands as a reminder that true success is not only about reaching great heights. It is about remembering where you started, honoring the people who helped you along the way, and leaving something meaningful behind for others to continue.